Days later, Meadow, Rogue, and Arlette were living in a large mansion house, high up on a hill, far away from the snob neighborhood, yet still in the thick of the woods just the way they liked it. In one of the rooms was an actual theater room that had a fancy popcorn machine that was right next to a soda fountain. The three of them all had a Corvette in their enormous garage. The color of Meadow's car is purple, Rogue's car royal blue, and Arlette is solid black. But when the sun hits it just right, you can see a shade of cherry red. They literally had Gothic house designers decorate their rooms, bathrooms, and every inch of their house. They each had their own bathrooms that were absolutely mind-blowing. You would think the house they lived in was a large 5-star fancy hotel strictly designed for the Addams family. They hired their own personal chef named Jonathan, a heavy-set redhead with a thin mustache, who would cook whatever kind of food they wanted, which most often was Chinese food. Arlette would politely bug him every morning for a delicious breakfast. They also hired a butler who looks very similar to Alfred in the old Batman cartoon. Funny enough, his name is Al. The three girls highly respect him, and they try to help him around the house, so he's not having to do all of the work. Each girl wore the most expensive punk rock clothes on the market that had a hint of goth style to it. Their front and backyard was a mix of thick woods and a Japanese garden look to it, with variety of flowers and plants. They also have their very own pond and swimming pool that is both very large, which they spent multiple times swimming and playing in. Arlette surprised everyone in the house one day by bringing home a black girl kitten whom everyone in the house agreed on naming Thaleen. Meadow, Rogue, and Arlette enjoyed life. Neither of them had to work anymore. They played often, went out to eat whenever they wanted to go, and yes, they even had bodyguards with them whenever they went to the movies and wherever they felt like they would need protection. Their bodyguards were overprotective. They wouldn't let people remotely lay a single finger on the girls' heads, or even let anyone give them a single dirty look. They would say things like, "Look the other way," or "What are you looking at?" Arlette talked everyone into going to Disney World since she had never been. Everyone in the house, including the chef and butler, came with them, while the bodyguards stayed and watched over the girls' concrete fenced-off property. The guards also agreed on watching over their black kitten. Arlette, Meadow, Rogue, Jonathan, and Al had the time off their life at Disney World. They lucked out too, because for whatever reason the crowds of people were a lot less than usual, which made waiting in lines a lot faster. It was very clear that the three girls were happier than they have ever been. Their joy was as vibrant as the sun. This is all they ever wanted, just to be free, to be happy. They have never tried to harm anyone. They've always tried to be fair. They deserved every bit of this bliss. Weeks went by. Meadow, Rogue, and Arlette decided to make a third wish. They decided they wanted to have their very own theme park called Fright Nights. However, they wanted their theme park to be as if it was already a popular attraction. An all-year-round spooky theme park that has the roller coasters and everything. Arlette spoke this time to the skeleton hand and made the wish that the three of them agreed on, and just like before, the very next day a different man knocked on their door and was congratulating them on how well their theme park was doing. He generously handed over a $3 million paycheck to Meadow. They obviously had to fly over to their theme park and try out everything there. The theme park was randomly placed in a perfect location near Hollywood. It is an all-year-round Halloween-themed theme park that made Disney World look smaller in comparison. Once again, everyone that lived in the three girls' house, the butler, chef, and yes, even the bodyguards and kitten all were at their very own theme park having the best time of their lives. Meanwhile, over at an old creepy cemetery covered in fog near Snob Hill, right next to a large eerie tree was a tombstone with a skull face on it. It was an eerie night, and the only sound you could hear near this lonely grave was the sound of an owl up in a tree. The name on the tombstone read, Rod Spares born 2000 died 2025. The owl went silent as the fog grew thicker. 3 feet on the ground away from where Rod's tombstone stood, a green hand burst out of the ground.